Hi guys!
Hi, mi gente!
Hi, Yoel's about to get the dog out of here. Hi guys, how is everyone doing? I hope we're live. We're using this new feature called StreamYard, and I hope we're live. So...
Sin pirín, sin pinguín. Produce.
How's everyone doing? Please leave us a comment in the chat. Oh, we're live! Okay, it works! Yes! This is our first time using StreamYard. I don't know if you guys can see.
Hi, hello.
I don't know if you guys can see on the...
Mi amor, no tenemos sillas esas oficinas.
I know.
Estos son sillas playeras. Aquí no vengas a inventar que nosotros somos youtubers pobres.
We're poor YouTubers. We're like in these camping chairs and sitting in a camping chair. I'm in my plastic chair right now.
No, pero estamos para pasarla para bien y hablar.
So today we're going to be talking about, it's been 1 week since the protests in Cuba.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about everything that we've experienced in this 1 week. As starting from being in Miami when this all broke out to
Tailandia. Wow, Marco.
Hi, Thailand.
Thank you.
So we're going to talk about everything that has to relate to Cuba. And we're going to take questions at the end for you guys. But this week has been exhausting, to say the least.
I know.
It has been absolutely exhausting. I don't think that I have slept properly.
Crazy and good at the same time.
Yeah. So why don't we try to retract for everybody what happened?
Yeah.
How much of a big deal this is.
How the Cuban, that's amazing, you know, but that's what I told you. How the Cuban people in all the world protest for the same thing, you know, the right, human right. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. And now we show you how it was and how is el pensamiento cubano de todas esas personas que no están con nosotros, que no están dentro de Cuba, y cómo lo manifiestan, porque somos una nación, no importa que estemos lejos, siempre estaremos juntos.
We're always going to be one nation that is going to be together, and this week showed such the unity. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been following us. I don't know how we became a platform in the community. I don't know how that began. If you guys want to check us out, my Instagram is Mima in Cuba.
Yeah.
And this whole week we've been posting the unity of Cubans all over the world. And after it broke out that people were in the streets and calling for their libertad, I have never seen a more united diaspora ever before than this week. You know, I think a lot of people have these stereotypes of Cubans that we're all either maybe Republicans or that we're all, you know, look a certain way, or that the exiled community is just a bunch of older people that have a different form of view. But to this week, we've seen everyone come out. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of examples, and bear with me. This is our first time using StreamYard. So I hope I'm doing it right. Okay, not him.
Not him. This is we're talking about that.
We're gonna talk about him later. Okay, so this is in Chicago.
This is what Chicago.
This is Chicago. This is in Peru. Lima.
Peru. Thank you for the people in Peru. Thank you for everybody.
Lima, Peru, you guys. This is Lima, Peru. This is Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico
Ahí
coming
están los
out.
cubanos. Ahí están los cubanos.
This is Mexico.
Pinches cubanos. por todas.
This is in New York in the pouring rain. They came out and shut down Times Square.
Ay, no.
Unbelievable.
What's it want to go there?
Na gente, mas a polícia brasileira está
Brasil,
aqui,
olha.
ó, para defender e cuidar da gente.
Apoiando
Ao
a Guerra.
contrário do nosso país, que só oprime, só bate, tira, faz tudo. Isso que o governo de Cuba faz. E aqui, ó, defendendo. O que eles têm?
She's just saying that they're defending the Cuban rights. And this is New Jersey, which I was like,
A lot
wow.
of people there. This is amazing.
Wow, this is New Jersey, everybody. And so, yeah, and it's been incredible to see.
I know.
¿No, verdad? I don't know, did you guys see that all right?
Baby.
I hope you guys saw that all right,
Baby,
because
yo
I'm
sé
not
que-
getting a lot of comments.
Yo creo que
Hold on.
yo creo que hiciste muy rápido, no sé. Pero no importa, estamos iniciando en YouTube. Para toda la gente que nos sigue, hoy estuvimos hablando. Today we're talking to the friend in Cuba. The situation is controlled. The Cuban government put in the street more police security or more army people, soldier in the street. The people now in fear because in the morning, maybe in the 2 a.m., 1 a.m., the government go to the house or the street and taken, I don't know, some guys involvement, involucrado, ¿cómo se involucrado?
Involuntary.
Involuntary,
Well, what are you trying to say?
involucrado, es decir, que está dentro de la manifestación o dentro de que se involucró, que entró y participó y eso es involucrarse, ¿cómo es en inglés?
Oh, like he got into the protest.
Ya, el tema es que están haciendo eso por la madrugada para que no graben a la luz de la noche y eso, se meten en lugares que hay, rompen puertas. De hecho, mi amigo me estaba diciendo eso, que en el callejón de una vecina, todo el mundo se quedó, digo, ¿qué pasa aquí? Gente entrando como si fuera una guerra, y sacando
So
a la gente.
they're taking people that have been on the protests and they're taking them at night, and so nobody would film them. So that's what's happening in Cuba today. But before we even get into that,
Yeah.
let's just remind people what happened. So on Sunday, we got news that people were protesting their rights out of, people were in a pandemic where there was no food, there's no water, there's very little medical supplies,
Yeah.
in the middle of a pandemic, and people are hurting, right? They're really, really hurting, and they've had enough. They have had enough of this government, so they went on the street. And so this is what we saw on Tuesday or on Sunday. Cuba woke up. That's what he's saying. Cuba woke up.
Yeah.
Freedom, freedom, freedom.
That's true.
All right, so that's what they were protesting for, was freedom, freedom, freedom. Many people were complaining about the lack of food. Many people were complaining for the lack of medical supplies, the handling of the pandemic. But a lot of people were out on the street fighting for freedom and liberty. And so that's, and it kind of manifested from one little city into 40 different cities all over Cuba. Thank you, Mitch, for the super chat. Thank you.
Mitch, everybody see that.
I
Don't
know.
worry. It's fine. Thank you, man.
And so after that protest, it kind of catapulted the world into this SOS Cuba cry for help. I think, we've been 62 years of a dictatorship that does not allow free speech, does not allow freedom of assembly, does not allow the freedom of protest, the freedom of press, the basic human freedoms that I think everyone in the world deserves. You know, much like Cuba is, you know, the United States doesn't put a lot of emphasis on Latin America, but Cuba is really like the Russia of Eastern Europe when it comes to its influence, when it comes to its apparatus, and when it comes to its geopolitical nature in Latin America. Cuba is the head of so many other countries and their own paths as well, like Venezuela. Like Cuba literally copy and paste.
He's the leader.
Yeah,
Cuba is the leader, the
head
of these all communist country.
Yeah,
in the Latin America.
Cuba is really Cuba is really the head of not only socialism in Latin America, but socialism as well in Africa and sub-Saharan Africa. And so I don't think people really understand like the significance of the protests, right?
Yeah.
And so when we heard of this news, you know, it doesn't matter if you're Republican, it doesn't matter if you're Democrat, it doesn't matter if you're Libertarian, it doesn't matter what your political ideologies are. I think all Cubans from around the world rallied for this cry. And so, of course, what did the media do, as they do best, is that they blame this on the U.S. embargo, because I feel like that's the only kind of talking point the extreme left has.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying all left, because there's definitely a difference between, you know, the left and extreme left. Like there is a difference between Republicans and extreme right. And so, what was my train of thought on this?
Es que hablas sin parar y no te das cuenta.
is that everyone,
thank you, Mark.
white and blacks and old people and young people, the generation that left right after the revolution in the 60s, all the way to people that just came, Joel, 4 months ago, all rallying against a free Cuba.
That's what we want to fight. That's what these protests happen. Not only this place in Venice, Italy,
we saw protests.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah, that country happened too. The Cuban people, they are participating in this.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
I don't know if this is the right word. The how say the born of the new star or new sun in the sky, you know, un nuevo sol.
Yeah.
Es como el nacimiento de un planeta nuevo, de una vida nueva, y esto es lo que hace falta entender, porque es muy importante lo que sucedió ese día para aquel cubano que nació y vio siempre lo mismo. Esto es algo único. Mira, no hay nada comparado, ni la revolución en el 1 de mayo, en el 1 de enero.
Hold on, let me translate it. He's just saying that there's nothing in comparison that's significant. He feels like this is a new sun in the chapter of Cuban history, a new light.
Esto creo que viene siendo desgraciadamente lo digo, como un 1 de enero del 59 para la población cubana, ¿no? En aquella época hubo bastante gente que apoyó al degenerado Fidel, pero esta es la generación nueva, la generación que está cansada de ver lo mismo.
The new generation that is tired of seeing the same.
Yeah, la misma hipocresía, la misma mentira.
The same lies, the same hypocrisy.
Estos videos nunca son puestos en la televisión cubana, nunca son puestos.
These videos that you just saw, like, will never make it to Cubans on the islands, right? They'll never make it there because everything is censored.
Everything is censored. That's happened, you know, la internet la quitaron por eso, porque la gente empezó a levantarse, ir a las embajadas, y ellos dijeron, no puede ser, si yo muestro esto a Cuba, se me va Cuba arriba. Y ellos no quieren eso, porque quieren guardar su dinero, su yate, su casa, su vida buena. Y entonces los policías, yo a veces creo que los policías o no tienen madre o padre, o los papás o mamás los apoyan y creen que está bien lo que está haciendo, reprimiendo a tu propio pueblo, a tu vecino.
Okay, hold on. You talk and then I can't translate. He's just saying that, you know, it's sad because you see a lot of police officers that don't, like, they're also going through misery. They're also going through struggle. And you see them repressing the same people, their countrymen, right? Over something that should be so simple. And so,
Que las madres y los padres, no sé cómo pueden haber. Always I have the idea, is this happen in Cuba? The soldier, the mom of the parent of the soldier, telling the kid, don't go there because it's wrong. And this happened, and when that happened with 1 week ago. I see the police go to the street. The young people said, I can't believe how the parent permitting eso. How is possible? Man, you have the same situation.
I know, it's crazy. It's
That's crazy. What are you doing?
So the media kind of took this into a different spin and started blaming the U.S. embargo. And what do you feel about that, Joel? Que todo esto fue culpa por el bloqueo americano.
No. That's not the purpose. El bloqueo americano nunca va a ser la causa de esto. La causa de esto es la mala administración de la dictadura y el mal empleo de las leyes y la económicas y sociales que tiene el país, y ellos utilizan a su favor.
Yeah, I think what he said is that no, of course it's not the U.S. embargo. The U.S. embargo is a little bit to blame for all of this, but it is the government. It's the government's inefficiencies, and you know, I like to tell a lot of people that the U.S. embargo, while I like to be nuanced and balanced in my perspectives, yes, the U.S. embargo does affect the economy of Cuba, but the economy of Cuba is not just international trade. It's also domestic policies. And so there's a lot of things that a lot of people say, like, well, it's the U.S. embargo. They just throw that out, like Black Lives Matter and AOC did, right? They just say it's the U.S. embargo. But the U.S. embargo doesn't repress people's opinions. The U.S. embargo doesn't put people in jail. The U.S. embargo doesn't disappear anyone. The U.S. embargo doesn't have militia shooting at unarmed citizens. That's not the U.S. embargo. And furthermore, there's so many different economic policies that people just don't understand when it comes to Cuba. They don't understand the intricacies and the complexities of the Cuban economy that doesn't allow people to open whatever business that they want to open, doesn't allow people to fish in their own island, doesn't allow people to invest in their own land so that they can make better and more efficient and more products. It doesn't, you know, the economic policies inside the country, they strangle the individual and they give power to the most corporate and most monopolized business, which is the government. So when people talk about, oh, well, it's just the embargo that's punishing the Cuban people and making the people starve. Well, no, it's not, because Cuba is an island where literally anything can grow. And it's ridiculous at this point that Cuba doesn't have like the supply chain that's efficient enough to just have basic necessities.
Yeah.
Right? We're not talking about Chinese food. We're not talking about Panda Express, but we're talking about like rice, beans, and fruits and vegetables and meat. That is all self-sufficient in Cuba, right? Because before globalization, before we had all this stuff, every single region in the world could sustain itself. Thank you, everyone, for buying us a super chat. We really appreciate it. It helps our content so much. It helps us put our things on this.
Now,
so thank you.
Now, you see that man in the protest here?
So,
you see the man?
Okay, you want to put him on?
Yeah. You see the man who stays sick in the first time. No, the first time.
Okay, now talk. We're still
No.
figuring this out.
This man, you see this man there? Maybe he stay in the jail now. El único delito que hizo fue eso.
The only crime he did was that, and he might be in jail today.
Maybe for 50 years or 7 years. Only for say the people, we need freedom. Why is possible?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear? Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
hold on.
What happened?
I'm not sure if they can hear us.
Yeah. She says she's yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
That guy now maybe stay in the jail, but only el único problema era decir luchemos por la libertad. ¿Cómo es posible que tú una gente que pida luchar por la libertad tú lo metas preso?
Yeah. So this guy right here,
insane.
you guys, as we showed, this guy right here, so that guy right there talking, he could be in jail right now.
No,
he can be disappeared.
For sure stay in the jail.
There's a lot of people that got arrested. Thank you so much, Joe. There's so many people that got arrested and that are still in jail, and other people that got released, but they're still pending criminal trials. And because right after these protests, the Cuban government came out and said, chanting Patria y Vida, right? Patria y Vida is one of the chants, the anti-government chants. Chanting Patria y Vida is now a crime in Cuba.
I have the video. Find the video.
So,
there.
I don't know where the video is.
Here. Grita Patria y Vida es instigar delito.
Yeah.
Putting the people how working the news in Cuba, how work the news in Cuba, and the people saw that, and that's happened. We found out. We figured out how to find this and show you that video in the news in Cuba, and maybe more than half of the people in Cuba saw the TV now.
Yeah. So yeah.
Find it. But the people don't find
I don't know how to find it, baby.
No.
No, I don't know how to find it.
¿Cómo tú encontraste esto? ¿Cómo te pasaste?
Because it doesn't let me.
Señores, disculpen, estamos empezando. Oh my God.
See, it doesn't let me share my screen for some reason.
Okay, fine. In Cuba now, in another video, in another
live.
We'll prepare
better.
We prepare better. That's new for us. And that's now happened. How the news in Cuba work. Always.
Oh, shoot. We got off for a second. Sorry. Yeah, because this is what happens in Cuba. So I want to talk a little bit about right now, before we get into questions and answers, I really want to talk about non-Cubans speaking on this issue, right? We've seen a lot of people, and we've seen a lot of like millennial Gen Z Marxists comment on this issue. And here's one of them. And so this is this is one of the guys who was, and this is my TikTok response to him. So I hope you guys watch.
Western news media, you've probably seen the recent developments in Cuba.
Well, Eddie, it's a good thing we don't listen to Western news media. You know who we listen to, Eddie? Our friends and family on the island. Still don't understand how non-Latino white men have a space in this conversation. Thinking you guys have some sort of authority because you learned a cultural word, gusano.
So they use the word gusano because gusano in the revolution, Fidel created this word called gusano, which means worm, and that means traitor. And so we have been seeing like a lot of these young Marxists calling us gusanos. And so I'm like, well, you have authority to speak to us just because you call us gusanos. And so
Eddie,
I keep
let
responding.
me tell you how things work in Cuba. Every time there's a dissident protest, they do this. Protests that you amplified about Cubans going on the street saying, La calle es Fidel, are largely police officers in civil clothing. You don't believe Western media? Let me show you this video.
Mira, represión.
These are police officers in civilian clothing.
You can see there were police officers in civilian clothing arresting and beating this protester on the roof. Since you and the rest of your Marxist comrades like to demean this to only a few couple 100,000 people, does this look like a couple thousand people? And that was just Havana alone. There were 40 different protests all over the country. While you blame Cuban Americans for listening to corporate media, Papi, you listen to one too. It's called the state. Only defending dictatorship because it fits your leftist agenda, not because you're an actual fucking Marxist. Marx would be ashamed of you. Stop circle jerking on Reddit and getting your sources from only one, a monopolized entity, the state. Listen to Cuban voices on the island. We're begging you to listen. And it doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right. Dictatorship is completely wrong.
So yeah, so that was my.
Thank you, Mari. Thank you.
Thank you, Mari, and thank you, Jocelyn. And I'm gonna just to answer Jocelyn's question really quick. Donating for you, all you're doing. Thank you so much. But there are other places you recommend. Right now, there's not many places unless you want to do recargas, which are recharges to people's cell phones. The Cuban government does not accept donations at all, and there's no private donations in Cuba.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my response to a Marxist.
Thank you, Chris.
That was talking about Cuba as if this is all some sort of CIA plot and this is Western propaganda.
That's right.
And that the Western media didn't show the large pro-revolution videos, right?
That's right.
But what people don't fail to understand, and I think if there's Cubans on this chat right now, is that every single time that there's a dissident protest, and there have been before, and they come out and they do this whole show, right? They do this whole show like we are revolution. And listen, my thing is that it doesn't matter in an island of 10 million people if 9 million of them like the revolution. That's their right to think that they like the revolution. That's their right. But the 1 million or the one person who comes out and says abajo la revolución and the dictatorship has the right to do that. And so for the Cuban government to deny that right, even if it's a smaller group, is absolutely unacceptable. And that is what we, Yoel and I, are fighting for, right? It's that everybody's opinion must be respected. That is the beauty of this country, that everyone on all political scales can do that. So for that kid, his name is Midwestern Marxist on Instagram. For that kid to come out with that video, that's a privilege in and of itself for him.
That's
because
right.
If I was to do that video in a dictatorship that doesn't allow that form of that political thought, I would be jailed.
100%.
And so, yeah, so isn't it true, Yoel, you came here 4 months ago, so I'm going to defer to Yoel. Isn't it true that every time there's a parade, a revolution parade, whether it be a holiday or some mierda así, don't they obligate people to go to that parade?
In my teenager, I repeat this, ellos tienen un proceder de que en cada high school, centro de trabajo, de hecho, voy a explicar bien esto.
He's going to explain this
I will explain
well.
it very well this. Okay, primaria, lo que es primaria, secundaria, tiene la juventud de pionero.
So in elementary school and middle school, they have you as pioneers of the revolution.
El preuniversitario se le dice la FEN.
High school, they say the FEN.
De FEN, después explicar por qué. Y ya cuando sales de la high school para la universidad es FEU.
Sí.
Y UJC viene siendo todo el grupo, si no mal recuerdo, UJC es todo lo que conlleva todas esas tres cosas que acabo de decir.
So when you're in high school, you entered another group called it's called the Young Communist Party, right?
Yeah.
The young people. And then when you get into college, they make you go into the university, whatever it's translated to, the university Communist Party, the college student party.
Do you know
right?
this? You know,
And they make you to go into college. They make you.
You know, it's funny this. The name of de la Unión de Jóvenes Comunistas viene de gente que protestó en la época batistiana, que salían a la calle, lo mismo que hacían los cubanos ahora.
Exactly.
Mira, es lo mismo que hicieron la gente antes, y el nombre UJC viene con personajes que fueron clandestinos lo que están haciendo ellos.
So and in the university they're doing the same thing that Fidel did in before the revolution, right? So they come out with people from the revolution who were clandestinos, which means underground people,
Now,
right? And so the same thing Fidel did, he's now repressing, or the dictatorship is now repressing in Cuba, right? So somebody donated. Oh my God. K-Drive, thank you so much.
That's really hard, lady, but thank you
so much.
You know that.
This is how it works. And so when you're in college or when you're in a job, they say, "Hey, listen, tomorrow we're gonna have a parade, and here's the list." And they have a list. They have a little leader.
No, you don't have the list. He waiting for you in the parade.
They wait for you in the parade. Who came and who didn't go? And if you didn't go, you better have a damn good excuse onto why you didn't go, right?
Y todo el mundo para no estar caminando en esa mierda y cogiendo calor, la gente se escabó. ¿Qué hacías? Tú velabas a la persona, la maestra tuya, y decían.
I know this too because we did it. We had to go to one.
He did it with me.
I did it with him. We had to go, and then you would go in the parade, and then you have to be like, comunismo, pero mentira, like nobody gives a shit.
Nobody gonna shit.
And then like 10 minutes after they start walking down their little parade, you just escape. You just have your boss see you.
Block, you see, that's it.
You have your boss see you that you're there, and then you leave. So,
mira, los jefes sí tenían que quedarse hasta el final porque lo ven los de arriba.
Yeah.
Y no pueden ir si dices tú no te puedes ir porque tú eres jefe, te da el ejemplo.
So exactly. So these Marxists take that video of, oh my God, look at how many people there were, right? And they use it as a justification that more people in Cuba are for the revolution than against it. But that doesn't take away the fact that freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of assembly, freedom of basic individual civil fucking liberties is not granted to every single person in Cuba.
That's right.
Right. So because if we look today, and they had a little parade shit yesterday, right? And in their parade,
with the funny word, espontáneo.
Oh yeah, they called it spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
They called it
parade.
They called it a spontaneous parade. Look at how doublespeak this is. I feel like I'm in 1984, George Orwell times.
My God.
They called it a spontaneous parade. Yet they had seats lined up already the night before.
200.
They had 200. They had the stage set up. They had everything. Set up.
And the police watching the people. That people, esa gente sí pueden protestar. Sí es legal protestar así.
For them, it's okay to protest.
Sí.
For them, it's okay to protest. Pero un negro saliendo a la calle diciendo patria y vida es un delito. So if a black kid or whoever, it doesn't matter who, but predominantly in Havana is black. For anybody to go out on the street and say patria y vida without a gun, with nothing, because people are not armed in Cuba. So for them, that is a crime. But going out in the parade and saying "Viva la revolución" is not a crime at all.
En el otro YouTube para que vean cómo funciona la televisión cubana en Cuba y cómo engañan al pueblo y pasan estas cosas. Para que vean.
Sorry.
Para que vean. Ahora, ¿cómo es posible poner eso aquí? Bueno, estamos en eso. Nada, mi gente, es eso lo que...
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Oye,
okay, so we're going to take some... You want to take some questions, or do we want to explain another thing? So,
what's question too?
Why don't we just say what the current state is right now in Cuba?
The quarantine, COVID?
No, la situación actual.
Oh. Muy tensa.
It's very tense because we've talked to all of our friends there, and it's pretty tense, right? It's pretty like what is gonna happen.
I never in my life, my 36 años de mi vida, he visto un movimiento policial y de ejército en Cuba como pasó en una semana. Nunca.
He's never in his 36 years of life seen a military activity movement as he's seen this last week. So it's pretty major. It's pretty major. They're very scared. They're very fucking scared.
Ellos están preocupados por qué sucede esto, y ellos me imagino, I think in the group of the politicians, important people in Cuba, se están pensando qué van a hacer. La prensa extranjera lo tiene atosigado. Ya los videos están en la calle. La tiene el mundo entero. Antes.
They're scared because now the videos are circulating on the website. Like there's internet now.
Antes Fidel tenía eso a su favor.
Before Fidel had that in his favor, that none of this could come out.
Tú protestabas y pasaba algo. No pasaba nada, como no había esa televisión.
When you protested, nobody could see it because there was no internet.
Eso pasó en lo de Mariel.
Same thing happened in Mariel.
De hecho, yo que soy joven, a mí me decían en Mariel, digo, bueno, no sé, creo que la gente sigue en balsa. Pero no vi bien qué cosa fue en Mariel. Mariel fue a la luna a protestar. No es que la gente pensaba que la gente se quería ir del país. No, es que salieron a protestar y él dijo, voy a sacarme a toda esta gente de aquí y que se vaya.
I never knew about Mariel boatlift.
Después que tuve internet.
Oh, thank you, Diana. Thank you.
Después que tuve internet fue que vi bien qué pasó en el
So when the internet came to Cuba, and he saw for the first time, like, en Maleconazo también. He never saw the 1993. There was a incident on the Malecón where like 20,000 Cubans protested, and it only lasted one day, and he never saw that.
Give me a pen, babe.
I don't have a pen.
Sorry, guys. Keep going.
Right.
Para notar todas las cosas que pongo en los videos, porque eso es importante.
We can just do it later.
No, it's fine. Keep going.
Okay, so anyways, he's never seen any of that. So right now, the streets are pretty calm in Cuba. They jailed people very quick. They're still continuing to jail people. They are forcing children of 16, 17, 18 years to go into the military, like the draft. They're forcing people to do these things in Cuba. And to this day, there's still videos coming out of Sunday of the police dressed in military grade uniform, okay, for a population that doesn't have any guns. And there's videos of them beating protesters, taking them off the street, all of these things. And I wish I could show you guys right now, but for some reason, my StreamYard is not letting me, it's not letting me broadcast my screen. But if you guys look on YouTube, this is very easy to see. Like there's military, they're like SWAT teams, like they have body shields, they're all in black. They have head protection. They have shield guards, like riot police, like literally riot police for a population that is their only defense is rocks. Like that's their only defense. And so they were actively shooting at people. Like the first time meant like people of
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Adriana.
I said the thank you. You could go and talk.
And so people for the first time, like they had never seen or heard a bullet in their lives, got scared. I mean, that's the natural response. If you saw people shooting outside your neighborhood or at you, you would be scared. So there's a lot of intensity right now in Cuba, and so people are not going out on the street to continue to protest. Now, adding on top of that,
it's funny. Tú sabes cómo Fidel, mira, esto es sumamente curioso que el cubano no se ha dado cuenta y lo ve como un acto heroico. Fidel vino en un yate comprado.
Fidel came in a yacht.
Financiado por gente de México y gente de dinero dentro de Cuba.
Financed by Mexicans, rich Mexicans.
72 soldados, que sí,
72 soldiers.
72 soldados. Y las armas dentro de Cuba, de hecho, aquel momento Cuba tenía, con lo que hay en Estados Unidos ahora, tiendas de armas.
Yeah, and so they came with their own guns.
Y la gente en Cuba asaltaba las tiendas de armas. Hubo asaltos de tiendas de armas para robar las armas y mandárselas a Fidel en la sierra.
And there was a robbery of all the arms in Cuba to give it to Fidel in the mountains.
Y te pones a pensar, dice, él hizo lo mismo y peor. Él hizo una guerra.
And you think Fidel did that, and even worse, because he literally stole guns.
Yeah.
So,
y lo primero que hizo fue quitarle las armas a todo el pueblo. De hecho, en Cuba, tener un arma es un delito si no está autorizado. Mira, una autorización de un arma en Cuba es algo muy
You
rudo.
have to have special permission. It's very hard to get a permission for a gun in Cuba, and only really the campesinos.
No. El que tenga un arma que se manda a correr o que la ponga bajo la tierra, si no tiene permiso, porque va preso.
Yeah. You go to jail immediately.
O decomisado. Eso pasa en Cuba, es la realidad. Y él fue inteligente, dijo.
Exactly.
No voy a dar las armas al pueblo porque eso se me va a tirar como hice yo.
Exactly. People are saying that the video needs more likes. If you guys can like the video, but we're just really happy that all 356 of you guys are here. So thank you
guys
for listening to us and listening what's happening to Cuba. And so I do want to take some questions. If you guys have any questions.
Come on, guys, question.
There's a rumor circulating on YouTube that I'm a Democrat, which first of all, I don't need to.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't even need to explain what political party that I'm associated. I don't even have to tell anyone. It's nobody's business. Second of all, I can say now that I've never been a Democrat, so ever. And so, third of all, like, I just don't even know why it's relevant. But there's people harassing me on YouTube saying that I'm a part of the Democratic Party. And so what if I was? Like, I'm not. But what if I was? Like, that's my right? That's why we came to America, to be in whatever party that we want to be in.
Oh my God, the people.
Okay, so.
Brian Tomei, thank you, man.
Okay, so Brian, thank you. If Cuba becomes free, do you think that they would adopt a Second Amendment type law? Si Cuba logra hacer libre, ¿tú piensas que van a adoptar como una ley de tener armas?
No lo creo.
I don't think so.
Mira.
It's just not in the culture. No es parte de la cultura de tener armas.
El problema, the problem is the change coming or no. Is it coming? What happened?
Yeah, the major thing is like if
what happened?
What's gonna happen, right? What's gonna happen?
Why I say that? Because in 62 years, it's the same shit. When now, suppose the change coming, who you are putting in the president for leading the country? Who? Something to the American people, que apoya al americano, el gobierno americano? No creo. Sería algo estúpido de lo hacer. Alguien que vele los intereses del pueblo. Pienso que vayan a rectificar muchas políticas en Cuba durante 60 años, todos los errores cometidos. Tienen que arreglarlo y cómo explicar.
It's just been so long.
Es un trabajo muy fuerte porque el cubano no quiere perder su seguridad. Eso estamos
It's just going to be a hard job because Cubans don't want to lose their security.
El cubano no sabe lo que es pagar un taxi.
Like Cubans don't even know what?
Un impuesto.
Impuesto. Oh, Joel, look at that one.
Chris, thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Ese es el problema. Hay muchas interrogantes que el pueblo no quiere que quites, pero quiere cambiar. Y hay que ser muy delicado en eso. Y la gente que esté ahí tiene que ser
you have to be very careful.
muy cuidadoso.
But yeah, thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you, Chris, man.
You have no idea.
Mike, too. Thank you, Mike.
How much that means to us, and it helps us make this content here for you. And it also is going to help Joel in his immigration fees.
Thank you, man.
So thank you.
That's the point, guys. The change, I don't know if it's happened, but maybe in 1 year, 2 years, maybe 5 years, the change coming.
There was a internet. There was a. How hard is it to leave Cuba?
Oh my God.
It's very hard.
It's very hard.
You have to have a visa. There's only 26 countries in the world that allow Cubans to go easily, and most of them are like in Africa. So there's no direct flights. You'd have to go to another country, and just for the layover, you need a visa.
Mira,
it's fairly hard.
This is yesterday in the night. I spoke to my friend. He lives in Miami, and he told me, Joe, many things, but this is important. No lo sabía. Para tú entrar a Cuba, ejemplo, yo espero que me hagas un ciudadano americano. Ejemplo.
To enter Cuba, he has to become a U.S. citizen.
Si yo voto el pasaporte cubano, yo no puedo entrar a Cuba.
I know. You didn't know that?
No, I don't know that.
You didn't know that? ¿Tú no sabías eso?
No, yo pensé que si yo soy ciudadano americano y yo no quiero ser cubano.
Tiene obligado. Tiene
Yo creo que es el
pasaporte cubano.
¿Cuántos países hacen eso?
None. I don't know any country that does that.
Fíjate el control de la, yo digo de la iglesia.
So if you're a U.S. citizen, so Joel becomes a U.S. citizen. The simple fact that he was born in Cuba, he has to enter with a Cuban passport. He has to enter as a Cuban. He can no longer enter as an American, even if he burns his passport.
Wait, ¿y tu mamá cómo entró?
Con un pasaporte cubano.
El viejo de los 60. Ah, no, ella lo hizo, ¿verdad que ella lo hizo?
You have to do it.
¿Verdad que lo hizo? ¿Verdad que sí?
Yeah.
Eso pasa en Cuba. Fíjense cómo es el régimen cubano.
Okay. So what do you think the roadmap looks like to reach a free Cuba? What I would like to see in Cuba is the liberation of the economy, a free market system. I'm a diehard lover of capitalism. I think it's one of the best free markets, rather.
Lo
not
primero que
capitalism.
tiene que ser Cuba, como tiene Estados Unidos, es la libertad de pensamiento.
You need to start with the civil liberties, because there's no way that you can create a better society. No, verdad,
Sí.
es verdad. You
No
cannot.
no hablemos de que vamos a
Es
invertir. Si tú no me estás poniendo a mí de que yo mi mente la enfoque en pensar para mí, para después yo ayudarte a ti, mira, nunca vamos a avanzar.
Look, literally, the fundamental. You need to have respect for freedom of speech, because you cannot get gay rights without freedom of speech. You can't get even if you want socialized medicine, you can't get that without free speech. You can't literally you can't criticize your own government and try to make it better if you don't have free speech. So you need freedom of speech.
That's the first
and foremost.
And later.
Basement
people,
we can talk about the
Cuban
economy.
people say, this is your account. Whatever you want your account, do it. I don't care. That's your problem.
Some people don't supported our channel and are asking a question. So Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you so much, Nicole. That was the question.
Me voy de aquí que Marisa se volvió loca.
I'm so sorry, Nicole. You actually wrote that. So thank you.
Thank you, Nicole, for the question too. Los republicanos.
I'm looking at the.
Oh my God, the people here in our YouTube channel. I like it, this channel. Now se ve más lindo. Mira cómo está Nicole.
I know, Nicole is there. This is great. I love StreamYard.
Gracias a mí que yo soy inteligente.
I gotta get this.
Gracias a mí que yo soy inteligente.
This was just the free version of StreamYard. This was just the free version of StreamYard, but I'm gonna upgrade. Thanks to your contributions.
Okay, otra pregunta. Any question more, guys? Be right, Cuban soiled.
Bill of Rights for Cuba, a solid infrastructure. What are the people crying for? ¿Qué más quieren?
La comida.
Food.
Mira,
I think most people. I think
the most people.
The food is the biggest problem right now in Cuba.
Is the just we talking about this always. The Cuba guys, really, the Cuban people love American people. I don't know why love the American people. You know why? This is funny because the American people have rights. I have many things Cuba not have. The Cuban people not have. Un turista, oh, mira, in my teenager, I always remember this because cuando tú veías un turista, mira, era fashion.
When you saw a tourist, it was like so cool because there was no tourists.
Fashion.
Yeah.
If you have a friend, you have the people in the United States, wow.
It was like so cool to have a friend that was from the US.
Really cool. That's the problem to Cuba because we can go to outside what is United States or another country. You know, I'm so happy. Just in the Miami protest, remember that friend?
What?
Cuando él me dijo que había viajado a muchos países, mira, eso me dio tanta alegría que
His
él
friend
nunca pensó
saw
en su vida.
Traveled so many places around the world.
Y
He was so happy for him.
Y eso lo quiere también el cubano.
And that's what Cubans want too. So I think a lot, like when I was there, I think I heard a lot of people say, I just want to be rewarded for the job that I do.
That's right.
Right. And like, so I think people want, I think without saying it, people want a more liberalized economy that is not controlled by the state so much, so that a doctor gets paid what a doctor is worth, or that your art gets paid for what it's worth.
And Cuba is homeland. In Cuba, we are homeland. We are that in Cuba.
Yeah.
Really, we are in Havana. It's crazy.
So Vince, thank you so much for your support of our channel. And Vince asked, are Cubans ready for international military intervention?
No.
No.
Really no.
Joel and I are actually, you know, Cubans are not a monolith. We all don't think alike, but Joel and I are very anti-intervention. I don't think it's necessary.
Vamos a ver.
I don't think it's necessary at all.
No es que seamos anti, yo digo que la guerra es el mayor de los males del mundo. Trae muerte, necesidad, trae pobreza, destrucción.
Poverty, misery, deaths.
Una cosa es que tu cabeza esté diciendo, porque ves abuso, porque ves reprimenda, represión, muertes innecesarias, y tú te quedes sin hacer nada viendo tu pueblo. Mira, te da esa sensación y dices, quiero una guerra, quiero combatir, porque me quieres proteger,
Okay, let me translate. Because people have that idea because you see your countrymen that are dying and they don't have any way to protect themselves, and you feel that, right?
La
that
necesidad de
emotion.
proteger a esa gente.
Right, the necessity to protect those people.
Que está pidiendo algo bien, no está pidiendo algo mal. Entonces, yo digo que yo entiendo esas personas.
But he understands why people are not intervention.
Pero inside of Cuba,
the
young people don't want the bomb.
Yeah,
we have the experience.
Young people do not want intervention.
With friends inside to Cuba, that's not the same here outside.
Yeah, it's just, I think people don't understand how the Cuban government manipulates
the Cuban people.
The Cuban government, remember, has a tight control over the information that gets to the population. And what they do is they manipulate it and say, look, the Americans want to have war with us. And so what does that do? So like, imagine if we reverse it and said, look, North Korea wants a war with us. What are we going to do? We're going to be like, we don't want to, you know, like, we want to protect our country, right? We want to protect our country. And so the propaganda that the United States wants intervention is, in my opinion, impeding on protesters. Because now they're like, oh, well, if we go protest in the street, they're going to come. You know, so it's all about strategy in the Cuban community. I don't think it's strategically, we're like giving them propaganda for free when we say, oh yeah, intervención, when we're saying that. And so I am definitely not for military intervention. What I'm for is the UN needs to get there ASAP and have peacekeeping troops that allow people to protest peacefully.
That's right.
That's what the UN needs to do, but the UN is a piece of shit that doesn't do anything. So
that's what we wanted.
Okay.
Okay.
Brian Toomey, my mom came from Cuba in 62. I'm the first generation Cuban American. What can we do to help? Oh my gosh, we, Brian and Cuban Americans, we have so much to contribute to this conversation. The diaspora is absolutely necessary to the change in Cuba. I had been, with all my time I spent in Cuba as an adult, I saw the change from before Obama, during Trump, and now after. And I cannot begin to tell you how important the diaspora is, because the diaspora understands the cultural roots of Cuba, understands the problems of Cuba, has that generational trauma, but at the same time understands the American perspective. So when you're exchanging information, when you're posting on Facebook and your family can see, when you raise awareness about what's happening in your country, all of those things makes a difference. So I think keep sharing, keep following content people like, I'm gonna put ADN Cuba here. Really great resources are some of these Instagram pages. So I really like these two Instagram pages for a lot of content. All right, next question. Oh my gosh, Chris, thank you so much. Man. I finally made contact with my family in La Habana. They're safe. 2 have COVID, but safe.
Thank God.
Gracias a Dios.
Gracias.
Thank you so much, Chris, for supporting our channel. What's
another question, guys? Something we're talking about. Señores, la intervención.
I want to go there with you if you can get your tourist business started in the USA.
Oh my God.
Midge, you will go as a personal invited guest of ours.
Yeah. Mira, yo digo, a mí veo que la gente quiere ver la intervención militar. Es Michael. Quiero que entiendan que explicarle bien a esa gente no es que no estemos en contra, en un sentido que no. Yo digo, la intervención militar debería ser cuando esté en una situación crítica.
He thinks that military intervention should be like the last resort.
Crítica a un extremo que diga, mira, ya es lo último que estamos viendo, que hay, no sé, miles de muertes porque te están matando con las... Mira, yo digo que vale la pena. Pero señores, el pueblo cubano no está adaptado a eso. En 60 años no saben eso. Y de dentro tienen miedo. Porque la primera pregunta que me dicen, las que yo conozco, dicen, ¿nos van a meter una bomba?
Yeah, like the first comment that people are asking us out here, all of our friends and family in Cuba, is like, are they gonna bomb us? Are they gonna bomb us?
Y están en contra de la dictadura.
And then the Cuban government is taking all of that and fear-mongering people into submission, into not going out on the street because, they're gonna come. And so people are really scared.
Y el noticiero el gobierno cubano utiliza para en contra de nosotros que estamos fuera.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. What do you think Cuban people, especially
the
young men, continue to fight against their own people why do you think Cuban people continue to fight against their own people for the dictatorship? ¿Por qué hay militares que todavía están por la dictadura?
Mira, porque todos son ciegos igual.
Because they're blind as well.
Ciego.
They really brainwash you in Cuba, you guys. I hate to use the word brainwash.
Y tienen miedo. Porque él no quiere estar preso. Porque no sabe lo que está el preso. Mira, yo estuve preso.
They're also scared to be in jail. Joel was in jail.
Yeah, I've stayed in jail for 1 day and a half, maybe. Nadie sabe lo que está preso. Es difícil. Y un niño de 18 años, de 20 años que no ha estado preso, sabe que te están amenazando que si no sale, vas preso, ¿qué va a hacer él? Pónganse en una mente de 18 años. Todos lo tuvimos. Tienes miedo. son muy pocos los que tienen valor. Si estás en esa situación, tú dices, ¿para qué no puedo estar preso? Y si me meten preso, ¿qué hago con mi mamá, mi
They're
familia?
also scared of being put. They're also scared of being put in jail, you
Yeah.
guys. He was in jail. And we'll talk about that story. Well, you want to talk about that story?
No, it's another day.
That's a crazy story.
That's a crazy story.
Including me. I almost got put in jail that day too. So that was nuts. That was a crazy day.
Okay, Jocelyn.
But
Jocelyn here.
thank you, Jocelyn. I read that in Jocelyn. You have no idea how bad Joel wants to go to New York. Like
I know.
I
saw New York in the sky.
We had a layover in New York.
The only problem is the cloud.
And he saw the buildings.
No, the cloud.
And there was clouds. Yeah,
Sí.
there was clouds. But you still saw
Mira,
them.
era tan, yo decía,
Wow.
esto parece una ciudad así que ves las películas de Galaxia, que tú ves las nubes y entonces salen.
Oh, and it looks like a movie from the galaxy.
Yo decía, what the hell is this?
Yeah, but
Era increíble de Galaxia, impresionante. It's really, really.
But thank you so much, Jocelyn. That was very nice. And then TV, thank you so much. What would happen if U.S. flooded Cuba with food and commodities?
Flooded Cuba with food
And si los Estados Unidos le das una cantidad de comida y medicina,
se achantan, que se van a acostumbrar a decir.
But the Cuban government, that's another thing these little Marxists are failing to see. The Cuban government refuses donations. DB, this has happened before. Cuban Americans have rallied together to get a boat to go to Cuba and donate.
Yeah.
And they have rejected the humanitarian aid.
That's right.
They reject it. Not only do they reject it, they steal it and then they...
No, they reject it because you can go to another country where... El problema es que
no, we're talking about before, that they came and they remember when you were in Cuba and I told you they went with a boat before all of this happened.
I don't know, remember. What the boat? What boat?
They went with a boat for like humanitarian aid during the pandemic for Cuba.
Oh, yeah,
and they took the stuff,
everything.
They stole it, and then they resold it to the population. That's what they don't tell you.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's what would happen. It already has happened.
Cuba, si al cubano le das comida y medicina, se va a quedar ahí. Se va a quedar ahí, no va a hacer nada. Lo estás manteniendo. Y nosotros queremos libertad para que tú puedas trabajar y de tu trabajo puedas comprar lo que tú quieres en la tienda como está en Estados Unidos.
Yeah.
Mira, Guyana. Guyana, my first time outside to Cuba was Panama. But Panama was our airport. When I stay in Guyana, I see the market, storage, car shop. For me was, why these people have this? And Cuba, we don't have that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
When we went to Guyana, Guyana is a significantly, I feel like it's a poorer country than Cuba. And it's a little tiny country right next to...
The people of Havana is the people of the Guyana. The people to Havana, all people in Havana is the same Guyana. I have the friend, she's a girlfriend. She go to Guyana for the first time, she crying in Guyana. She cried in Guyana because see the market. In Guyana, said, why Cuba we don't have that? That's the problem for Cuba.
Crazy. I know
Crazy.
you were very shocked by Guyana. I was opposite. I was like, what the fuck?
I know we come in the United States. That's right. We come in the United States.
Joel y Mari, el proceso que se está viviendo ahora, ¿ustedes creen que si termine una
transición hacia la democracia y quién en Cuba pudiera ser líderes? Mira, eso no sabemos. Sorry, guys, we have busy
Hold
here.
on.
Hold on.
Give us like 20 minutes. 20 minutes?
Yeah.
For dinner? Yeah.
The aunt and the mom.
My tia is here.
Yeah.
You want to say hi?
Guys.
Yeah. Just say hi and then leave. Because then they start talking. Look it, mami.
Estas son gusanas viejas ya.
Y mi tía.
Estas son gusanas. ¿Tú eres gusana? ¿Tú eres gusana?
Gusanas de arriba abajo hasta la uña del pie.
Yo soy gusana, pero cuando fui a Cuba me convertí en
mariposa.
Okay, guys.
Okay, give us a couple of minutes.
You want this?
Yeah.
Oh, you better come eat quick because it's
okay, dale.
Family, sorry. Ok, mira, la transición no sabemos. De hecho, pienso que la transición, si sucediera algún día, va a ser alguien de ellos mismos.
So what is the question? So I can translate in English.
Mira, lo voy a anotar aquí. Lo voy a anotar aquí. Les voy a mostrar qué sucedió
Do you
en
think
Cuba.
the transition will be to, or how do you think the transition will be to democracy? Who can be the leaders in the new Cuba?
No sé. Y seguro es alguien que está
That's
dentro.
another big problem that Cuba is having,
Not
is there's
needed.
no leaders because they squash the leaders.
No.
Mira lo que hicieron con Luisma. Luisma era un líder. ¿Y qué está pasando? Está preso. Right? So every time that there's like a little leader that comes up of these groups, there's a very famous dissident called Luis Manuel Alcántara. And he's a very big dissident on the island, an Afro-Cuban dissident. Might I add, Black Lives Matter. And they put him in jail and he's doing a hunger strike. I mean, they put him in jail, I don't even know how many times. So yeah,
Mira, te voy a decir una historia para que se lo diga. Cuando Fidel estuvo enfermo una vez crítico que se pensaba que se moría, Carlos Laje venía de lo que venía Díaz-Canel. Carlos Laje era una gente, si no más recuerdo, era ministro de ¿qué? Relaciones Exteriores, sí, o del partido. Ahora no me acuerdo, era una gente, tengo que buscar en la internet. Ellos ya estaban planificando tumbar a Fidel. Cuando decían,
sí. También
eso,
con Camilo.
vamos a poner eso para que vean cómo funciona.
También Camilo.
También, fue como cuando Fidel estaba enfermo, ya estaban haciendo fiesta porque se creía que se iba a morir. Fiesta porque si se fue viejo, vamos a hacerlo de nosotros y voy a poner, y van a ver, voy a buscar bien porque están en videos de eso, cómo ellos se corrompen. ¿Tú sabes cómo se corrompen ellos?
¿Cómo?
Viajes a España. Un millonario. Amigo de él le compraba esto, le compraba lo otro, vamos para aquí, vamos para acá, vamos para los hoteles.
Es verdad,
y ellos empiezan a ver, coño, pero
¿qué es esto?
¿qué es esto? Y veían a Fidel que tenía lo mismo y decían, wow. Y se corrompen.
Well, it was tried, but it didn't work. So what about sending US-based satellite dishes so Cubans can have access?
Fractal.
So, oh my God, my hair. Fractal, thank you so much. Fractal, the Biden administration is considering it, but given that it's already been a week since these protests, Biden has sucked. And so they actually put free internet around the U.S. embassy in La Habana, and the Cuban militia is around the U.S. embassy in Havana, so nobody can actually get the signal. But they're trying to get, Biden is trying to get internet access, and so far, nada. They did a VPN. Actually, Cubans in Miami created a VPN for people. So there's that. But we really need free internet on the island because internet access in Cuba is very expensive. So if
really expensive.
So if we can get the normal everyday citizens that live in the campo, they live in the countryside, access to the internet, it would be a game changer.
Mira. Tú sabes que yo no sé, la embajada americana nunca se ha ido de Cuba. Eso yo creo que nunca se ha ido de Cuba.
No, estaba cerrado.
Sí, pero cerrado porque cerró Trump. Pero
no, antes también.
¿Cuándo?
Antes de Obama.
No, un presidente que fue quien dijo que tienen que irse, pero...
Antes de Obama nadie, estaba cerrado también.
Sí, pero no por el gobierno cubano.
No, pero el gobierno americano. Está cerrado siempre.
Que Cuba siempre ha sido enemigo cubano y nunca le dice, coge tu embajada y llévatela.
Oh, yeah.
Mira,
Cuba's always been an embassy to the United States, but they never closed down its embassy.
It's funny. That's funny.
That's true. Okay, so any more questions, you guys?
You want it over there. Just baja para abajo, eh?
Go Dodgers, Joel. Watching from LA. We love LA. That's where I grew up. I grew up in LA.
No, my team is Red Sox.
Yeah.
This is for cheap. Buy me t-shirt.
His team is Red Sox. I don't know why.
Red Sox.
Why is your team Red Sox?
I like the Red Sox.
Oh, whatever.
Bubble tea. La cuídense nosotros.
Okay, so let's do this. It's sad that Joel escapes Cuba just to come to America, where radical Marxists are pushing the same ideology he fled from. You know what? I want to address this. Okay, I just want to say, like, I know this is going to ruffle some feathers on my 369 people who are watching. Like, this is going to get, someone's going to call me a fucking communist, but that's okay. And I studied, you know, as you guys know, some of you guys know, I study political science. I study political philosophy. Like, this is my jam. I love it. And yes, there are radical Marxists in this country. There are radical Marxists in this country, for sure. And I saw it this weekend, like this guy right here, you guys, like,
Look like a couple.
oh God, where is he? Wait. Oh man.
Attention to Western news media, you've probably seen.
Okay, so this guy is definitely a Marxist. I mean, his like thing is Midwestern Marxist on Instagram. But Democrats are not Marxists, you guys. Democrats are not Marxists.
Nobody he's Marxist.
And I am not a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat.
I'm not a Democrat.
I'm proudly not a Democrat. But Democrats are not Marxists. The Democratic Party are largely centrists, and nobody in the Democratic Party, not even crazy Bernie and crazy AOC, is advocating for the nationalization of private property, which is socialism. You guys, that's Marxism. That's Marxism 101, when you nationalize all private property. Not one single one of them is advocating to take away your businesses or your homes or any of that. So I would like to make that distinction. But yes, I have noticed an uptick in this like anti-capitalism rhetoric. And I feel like most people don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Excuse my language. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, there's so much anti-capitalism propaganda, especially from like Gen Zs.
That's right.
And they don't know what they're talking about. They just don't know what they're talking about. And so, yeah.
Another question. Oh my God. Mira, es increíble cómo pasa la hora. Llevamos casi una hora.
I know. So we're going to take a couple of I just want to say,
y se va rápido.
I know, it goes so quick. An hour goes by so quick.
Y eso que estamos empezando ahora en poner video y cosas.
So quick. I can't even believe it. I feel like we're just talking our heads off.
I know. That's
but
crazy.
I am getting a locals page, which I think it's like sort of like a Patreon, but you can interact. It's like kind of like a Zoom. So watch out for that, you guys. We're going to be creating a locals page so you guys can be like more interactive with us.
Yeah.
But I just want to thank every single person who has given us a super chat today. We are going to use, I'm going to say, how much did we? Okay, we're going to use 100% of the super chats on helping people get their phones recharged in Cuba so that they can, you know, express themselves. They can post content. And so we have a lot of friends who are posting contests, risking their lives for this.
That's right.
And so all of the super chats that we're doing are going to go to recharging cell phones today.
Yeah.
Because while we do need, you know, obviously the channel needs money to continue, but today is all about Cuba, and so today all the super chats are going to recharging.
Si ellos se enteran que nosotros recargamos, nosotros estamos financiando.
I don't care.
Fíjate como piensan en Cuba, estamos financiando de nuestro dinero.
Okay.
Financiando los disidentes en Cuba. Mira cómo piensa la política cubana.
Diana, really good question. I think Trump would have done something by now.
Of
course, dude. What?
I don't see so. The military intervention.
I don't know if he would have done military intervention, Diana, because actually Trump was the only U.S. president that never started a war. But knowing Trump, that he's like super anti-establishment, he would have done something by now. I think he would have even tightened. I think he would have tightened the embargo even more.
Hubiera puesto más leyes, pero que tenían que ir al baño los comunistas.
Yeah, I think he would have tightened it even more. He would have done something by now.
More law.
He would have done something by now. But I don't think he would have done military intervention.
I don't think so too.
Trump, and I will give him this, and I think this is a great thing about his presidency, is he did not start a war. And I think, and as a libertarian myself, I'm a libertarian, I actually really thought, I really liked that about him.
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you so much. ¿Cuándo vas a venir a Wisconsin? Wisconsin. No
Where's that?
sé, no
Where,
sé.
where's that?
You know what? My dream is to get to get our YouTube
All
to
the
a place
states
that we can like do a road trip on all of the
in
states,
the United
and
States.
I'll meet you, and then
That's
you,
right.
I've never been to Wisconsin, but the only thing I know about Wisconsin is the cows and the milk and the cheese. So we can go on a milk or cheese tour in Wisconsin. We would love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
America.
Thank you, America. Favorite
Brazil.
Brazilian. Oh, look at that picture.
No.
Woo!
Vaya, de buscar tremendo jevito.
That's a picture right there.
Yo estoy así. Yo estoy ese cuerpo. Sí, tengo eso.
Now, Mama, Joel has 50 states to visit and vacation. He needs to make up for lost times. 36 years of
I
not
know.
being able to see
Mira,
the world.
Mira.
I have never, you know, not to make it about me, but like I haven't been a lot of places either.
No,
so I'm so excited.
Many of my friends told me, man, you are really lucky, man. My first time United States was Miami, and that's it. I never go stay another state to United States. Say, wow, man. And you hear that, say, wow, that's really fantastic, you know. Thank God and the Son for blessing this trip.
Brian.
And that's happened.
Brian, you
Sometime.
did super chat and we missed it. I'm so sorry. Where's Brian's super chat? Where's Brian's super chat?
Mari, esos son los últimos.
Take Joel ice skating. Thank you, Chelsea.
Of course.
Wait, where's Brian's super chat?
Mira, pasa la flechita, mi amor.
Where's Brian's super chat? I didn't see Brian's
super chat here? No.
Ross? Oh my God, Ross. Thank you. Did we see Ross's?
Thank you, man.
Oh my gosh.
Keep agree work.
Wow, Ross, Chris,
you can find it here.
I don't think some of them are coming up. I'm so sorry. Brian, can you repeat it?
Repeated the question, man. We can see Brian here.
You missed ours too?
Okay, you missed all two. Oh my God.
Okay, we're on this StreamYard and I don't know. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Now it popped up. Okay.
Ah, porque está en verde.
No, because I think they come in later.
Yeah, we coming now. Oh,
I'm
we
so
see
sorry.
you now.
Oh, now we see it. Okay, I would love
to
watch you two go out with a Dear Meet for Inner on YouTube. That would be a great collaboration. Okay, write that person's name down. Dear Meet for Dinner. Dear Meet for Dinner.
Wait.
Okay, Chris, we'll reach out to him. Pat said, really enjoying your channel. Dear
Forever.
Dear Meet for Dinner.
Mira, yo lo mío es español.
I know, honey, baby. Sorry. Really enjoying your channel. Keep up the great work and welcome to the States, I'm glad to have you on board. Gracias. CW, I'm so sorry. You know what, you guys, the super chats come in way late.
We miss our two.
And
see what Kralovek. Eso me suena
I feel bad.
A ruso, polaco.
CW, what was your question? Still love, yes. Where's C? You missed ours too. Okay, well, if you tell us your question, we can answer it.
Yeah, man. Sorry. You wanted.
I'm so sorry. We're on this StreamYard platform, and I think it's coming in. There's like a lag.
Okay, guys.
I posted two super chats. Please read one.
Please read me one.
Hold on.
Es que parece que llega tarde.
I don't know what's happening. It doesn't show up.
No será que están poniendo para principios o separado.
I don't have anything from ZH.
No.
I only get super chats, not super stickers. I don't know what super stickers are. But we are not YouTubers. We are not YouTubers.
Mi amor, está bajando la audiencia por tus cosas.
I know, I'm sorry. People are getting bored of me.
Me voy de aquí. Ya no me
okay.
gusta YouTube.
ZH, if you post your a question, we can.
Guys, si pueden super chat y nosotros, a ver, no nos carga ahora o pasa algo, repítanlo. No es que tengan que pagar de nuevo. Puedes poner ahí mismo la pregunta si quieren, como está haciendo Siche, y respondemos.
Yeah, you can just
siempre vamos a agradecer lo que están haciendo por nosotros.
Post your question again, ZH. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
The Liberty Movement continues to grow here in the USA. I am not part of the party, Chris, but I am a philosophical L. I'm a little L, not a big L. So thank you so much.
Mucho amor de Estados Unidos, de Estado de Virginia. Oh, me encanta ir a Virginia.
Okay, so this is a really, really cool question. Joel, aren't you risking your family in Cuba with these videos?
Lo estoy haciendo ahora.
Yeah.
De hecho, tuve,
Not his family, but like
mira,
the next time that he can see his
mira,
his
ya mi
family.
papá me dijo que pensara en mi familia, mi mamá me lo dijo, mi hermana me lo dijo, tengo una hija y mis respuestas fueron estas.
Yes, he's risking. His mom told him to think about his family. His dad said to
Y
think about his family.
Ya, y mi respuesta fue esa.
And
Buscaré si no me dejan entrar algún día, porque esté pensando diferente, buscaré la forma de verlos. Si la salud me lo permite.
His reply was, if there's a way to see you outside of Cuba, I will. You guys.
Si la salud me lo permite. Pero no puedo dejar de pensar que hay mucha gente que lucha por lo que está sucediendo ahora y sería vergonzoso de mi parte y poco moral decir no, porque tengo mi familia ahí, no voy a protestar o no voy a decir nada para no buscarme problemas. No, no me interesa. Mi familia tiene que aprender que lo que está pasando está mal y yo estoy a favor de lo que es justo en estos momentos. Y si tengo que arriesgarlo, lo arriesgaré. Con gusto lo arriesgaré. Buscaré la forma de verlo, pero lo arriesgaré con gusto.
Seven Cynic, it's my family too, you know,
they're
not gonna let, I don't, you know, people.
She always have fear to go to Cuba. Always have fear to go to Cuba.
The fear is not just inside the country, you guys. The fear is not also with us in the outside because, you know.
Thank you, babe. Don't worry for that. It's fine, babe. Okay, it's fine. The
fear that the dictatorship has put on us goes outside the island. It's also out with us.
I know
that we're never gonna see our families again. That we're never gonna.
Many Cuban people happen. Many Cuban people happen outside to Cuba. Many people happen.
And like that's what people don't understand. Like this is a risk doing these videos. It's a risk doing it, but you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it.
That's really hard. This two, what did she say? Too personal about what you are saying.
I'm trying not to cry.
Oh, the phone daughter. Oh my God.
Okay, so this is why can't I? This video uses a unique code.
Code? What the hell?
Why can't I?
Code?
Hold on, you guys. Oh,
follow this step.
No, I can't right now. I'm on the live. But okay, well, there's a video of him talking to his daughter and saying his daughter was so worried that she won't be able to see him again.
No, okay. Yo le digo a la abuela, oye, vi lo que está pasando, todo lo que pasaba, que son los descarados. Y la abuela me dice, cuidado, no hables así porque puede que no te dejen entrar. Y yo le dije, mira, no me importa. Buscaré la forma de verlos a ustedes. Y mi hija lo lee y se va y le dice a la abuela, dile a mi papá que no me escriba más, que si no quiere venir, que no hable más conmigo. Una niña de 8 años.
We were saying that on the video, he's just saying like, hey, don't worry. I'm going to see you again. Don't worry if I...
That's really sad.
Don't worry. I'm going to see you again. Don't worry. What we're doing out here is fighting for the day that you can be free.
That's right.
And that's what he told her, so that I can see you without being fearful. And it's okay to have different opinions and to have different thoughts. And if there's a way to see you, I will fight my way to see you. It's just...
De hecho, sí. Fíjate que ahora tengo temor de no ver a mi hija. Y eso es muy triste, no solo a mi hija, a mi mamá, que sufre muchísimo por lo que yo estoy posteando, no solo aquí en Facebook, ya tengo enemigos en Facebook. Mi familia me dice, oye, tienen cuidado, y entonces digo, por eso es que me molesta que estamos hasta en internet, hasta en Facebook, tenemos miedo. ¿Cuándo va a parar eso?
We're constantly scared. It's not inside of Cuba.
En Facebook. Why? We need to stop this. We need to stop this situation. I want to feel fear. We want to see my daughter and seem different. That's happened to Cuba. La gente, estos americanitos, esta gente americana no entienden nada, no entienden nada. Para nada.
The non-Cubans commenting on this, the Black Lives Matter, the AOCs of the world commenting on this do not understand the trauma.
Okay.
They don't understand the trauma. They don't understand anything.
We passed that. We
Yeah,
passed that.
okay.
We passed that. Will the Cuban government fire an American civilian boat of the PKM, the Cuban, and so is their way international water?
Will the Cuban government fire on America? Oh, I don't know. Probably. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they would probably fire on American civilians. Yeah.
Wait.
Si la lancha cruza.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
¿Quién va a ir de Estados Unidos? Que un barco ruso vaya a las aguas americanas. ¿Qué va a pasarle al barco ruso? No le van a dar flores. Thank you, Chris. Another great collaboration with Adam Francisco. Okay. Thank you, man.
Thank you so much,
you,
Chris.
Thank you. Another question, guys.
If we missed your super chat, we're so sorry.
Yeah, really sorry.
It's just, I don't know what the hell is happening
all
with
this
the super
chat.
chats.
Thank you, Easy.
Thank you, everybody. It is. There's his. My super chat was,
okay, thank you.
Please explain Cook and Coop. Oh,
wait.
Okay.
No. Let me write, porque eso es bueno plantearlo, pero con imágenes.
Yeah. Like we'll do like separate.
Porque sería hablarte aquí.
Cuba 101. We'll do
vano.
a Cuba 101 series on YouTube.
¿Dónde está?
Okay, so Cook and Coop. Coop is the peso. So what you get paid in Cuba is the Cuban peso. So to combat the embargo, they created this like monopoly money called the Cook, which is Cuban convertible pesos, which you have to then like convert your pesos into Cook, right? And to buy certain products. They no longer use the Cook in Cuba anymore. They phased that one out about a year ago.
My opinion, Kralovic, espera, wait, porque eso es muy buena pregunta y vamos a trabajarlo con imágenes y video.
Yeah, that's a really great question.
How function this situation in Cuba?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Different, you know.
That's a really good question.
That's better.
It's just
I
so
never forget that.
It's just so complicated, but that was like the basics.
We read it here. We write here. We use that. Don't worry. Para que entienda, para you understand more better.
Thank you for the question. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you so much, Lorianne. Wow. Like you guys said, all of our proceeds tonight are going to help some people create content in Cuba.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Okay, babe.
Chris. Oh, you already said this, Chris.
Yeah. You know another one?
Oh, here's another one. Radio Stella. Joel, do the U.S. sanctions matter? Do other countries still trade? What do you think should happen? So when we talk about sanctions, yes, other countries trade with Cuba in different ways. Like there's hotel companies that are Spanish.
Okay.
This is another
question.
That's a good question too.
And that's it.
There's a hotel that are Spanish. There's multiple countries that trade with Cuba, including the United States still trades food and medicine with Cuba. But the restriction on the U.S. embargo, what it does is any company that simultaneously trades with the United States is now barred from trading with Cuba. So it doesn't matter if they're foreign or national. So any company. So that's what impedes. That's what kind of fucks it up, right? For a lack of a better word.
My opinion is using video, imagen, ¿me entiendes?
Yeah.
Para que la gente vea lo que es, cómo lo explicamos y qué es lo que significa y con cosas reales, objetivas.
Yeah, but that's a really good question. That's a really good question. But yes, Cuba does trade with everything.
That's a good question, Carlos.
The fight in Cuba is the same fight in Hong Kong and the same fight in Venezuela. If we cut Cuba, we cut Venezuela. That is for sure. If we defeat Cuba, we defeat Venezuela.
That's right. Baby.
What else?
Joy about now. Díaz Canel asesino.
Yeah. Oh.
Sorry.
My super chat. Oh, yes. Do Cubans in Cuba know about non-violent revolutionary movements like Gandhi and Martin Luther King? Yes, there's actually Gandhi statues in Cuba.
No, it's
Luther King.
Luther King.
There's one on
where? Gandhi?
sí.
Oh yeah, this
Gandhi
part
and
here.
sí, el rostro.
And Luther King too.
And Luther King too.
And
That
Luther
they have
King too.
one. They have Gandhi in La Habana. The both of them are in La
I don't
Habana.
know where. I forget them.
Remember they're in 26.
Mm,
Subiendo 26.
no, where?
Subiendo, sí.
Será paseo. No, escucha.
Um,
Sí, paseo.
donde
La estatua
estaba,
del presidente.
donde estaba nosotros, el nuevo vedado, zoológico. Había
Eso de
uno
Gandhi.
de, yes,
De Gandhi.
de Gandhi,
No, no recuerdo.
I think.
Okay.
Anyways, yes, they do
Ahí
know.
pasaste uno. Subiste uno para arriba.
Oh, I did? Shoot. Praying for Cuban people, those who don't understand.
Thank you,
what they're
Teresa.
from. Thank you so much, Teresa.
Pasaste otro más para arriba.
Diana, my super chat, although Cubans by law makes the same, who are the types of people that makes the most money por la izquierda without getting caught?
My dad used to.
Without getting caught?
The black market people.
Yamin.
Well, no,
Yamin.
But, the most money por la izquierda, yeah, of course.
Todos los cubanos quieren hablar.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, ya.
I'm just saying. Grandpa used to make money.
The family guys.
Okay. No te dejan tranquilo.
It's fine, babe.
My
Sube para
super
arriba.
chat.
Sube para arriba. Sube para arriba. Oh. Sube para arriba.
No, like the type of people who make money por las izquierdas son like taxistas, gente en turismo, gente que trabaja en hoteles, people who work in the hotels, who are taxis, tourism.
Mira, la de
stuff
la
like
izquierda
that.
es lo que todo el mundo sabe que es luchar la vida. El negocio privado. Eso es lo de luchar la vida. Thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you so much.
Eso es lo privado. Eso es lo privado y la izquierda más izquierda es que tú vendas cosas, pescado, algunas cosas ilegales que se la están jugando.
Kevin, thank you so much. Cubans' freedoms will ultimately prevail. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Yes, that's the Constitution.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights.
Okay, babe, what do you know now?
Thank you so much, Kevin. All right, you guys. Danielle, thank you so much. Okay, guys, we're going to close the chat out.
Thank you for all these people today. Thank you for everybody.
Thank you guys so much. If you guys really have a pressed question, if you guys really want a question answered from us, or you just want to talk to us,
send this.
Go to my Well, actually, follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to the channel. But most importantly, if you really want a question answered, I posted on my community page, if you go in the community tab, a picture of Yoel and I in the protest, and there's a question you can answer. You can type in your question, and that's the best way for me to see it, because my Instagram is completely flooded right now. I am up to here with people responding to me. I mean, it's beautiful. I don't mean like horrible. I mean, like, there's so many messages. I'm a little bit overwhelmed on Instagram. So if you guys do it if you do it on YouTube, it's much better. Anyways.
Thank you, guys.
Pollo del mal, caballero, nada del lobster. Pollo del mal.
No sé cuál es el pollo más, pero hay que probarlo. Oye, nada.
Thank you guys.
Stay safe.
We love you. Thank you everyone for this super chats. We're going to donate it right back to the community. So thank you so much. Okay, goodbye. Leave the chat. This is what we do in all our lives. Leave the chat. Leave the chat. Goodbye.
Me voy de aquí, que esto ya.
Es como los cubanos siempre tienen que esperar hasta el último minuto.
Ya yo
sé. Minuto.
Aquí está, caballero. Aquí está lo anotado. Vamos a trabajar mucho en eso.
Thank you, Quebec. Quebec.
Mi amor.
Como
ya puedes irte ya, ¿oíste?
Okay.
Ya.
Los vemos. Gracias, Matt. Gracias, Carmen. Gracias,
noches.
Big Mo.
Good night for everybody.
Big Mo. Did you?
Mi amor.
Big Mo, did you text me?
Mi amor.
Buenas noches. Gracias.
Thank you.
Oh, well, IK, that's another day. Bye, Joey. Gracias, Joey. Gracias, mi amor. Gracias. Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, baby.
I thought he almost said hasta la victoria siempre. I was almost going to kill you there.
Oh, my God.
Good night, San Diego. Adios. Bye, Chris. Bye, Mark. We love you, Mark. Oh, I did text you. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Kill the switch. Okay, we're leaving. Thanks, Levy. Thanks, IK. All right, you guys. Until next time.
No, really,
thank you, guys.
thank
All
you.
right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, verdad que sí.